It is definitely looking lighter. Not impressed. Hi guys, in this video we're gonna be testing a new palette by Jeffree Cosmetics, and this is the beautiful Bloodlust palette. I was on the fence for this one. I wasn't very sure that I wanted to buy it because of the color story. In the pictures it was looking like a purple palette without any purple eyeshadows, you know. I also did a poll in a community post here on YouTube, and half of you wanted to see a review about this one instead of the Jaclyn Hill eyeshadow palette. Also, some of you said, you know, buy whatever you want, it is your money. What happened is that Nikkietutorials posted her review 2 days before the release date of this palette, and I was so impressed with the eye looks that she created. The purple shades were looking so vibrant on her eyes, and she actually, you know, made me buy it. Usually I'm not watching reviews of other YouTubers for products that I also want to review on my channel, but for this one I wasn't sure. As you can see, I have matching nails as well. On Instagram I made also a poll and you guys chose the colors, so I hope that you like them. This is the box of the palette. We can say it is huge and actually very pretty. I don't like that it is a little bit flimsy, but this is for shipping reasons that they made it like this. And the graphic design is just adorable, so gorgeous. I like the colors. I got mine on beautybay.com for 63 euros. On the Jeffree Cosmetics website was $54. On BeautyBay it was more expensive, but I didn't have to pay for taxes and shipping, and I live in Europe, so that's a very big deal if you want to get Jeffree Cosmetics products. And yeah, so let's see the box. Oh, ooh, that's extra. And you can see we have like an extra hexagon box on the perimeter of the palette to protect the palette. And just a second to take it off because this is heavy. We have this beautiful velvet fabric all over the packaging. It is a very diva palette. Do you agree? This time we have this type of clasp and it looks like a jewelry case. It is looking expensive, luxurious, and it is heavy if you want to travel with this one. And we have this like thicker plastic layer this time to protect the eyeshadows. And these are the gorgeous eyeshadows that we have. We also have this huge mirror. It is a very heavy palette. Specifically, Nikkietutorials used this shade here and I was like, what? This is not looking like that on the eyes. This is a lot darker, so we are definitely using this. Now, about the color story, there are some shades that I'm like, what are they doing here? This red one, also this green golden, and this like turquoise green shade. Also this part here is fabric. We have some matte shades. Also these two here are the new formula for the shimmery shades. Let me know in the comments if you like purple eyeshadows. Do you like the color story of this palette? Would you like to see another shade in this one? I'm gonna start off with the swatches. As you can see, we have 18 eyeshadows and also 10 of them are pressed pigments, so they are not meant to use in the immediate eye area, but it is an eyeshadow palette. The eyeshadows can last up to 12 months. The first 6 eyeshadows are Your Majesty, Take the Crown, Deviant, Beauty Sleep, Wet Jewel, and Royal Pain. After that we have Dungeon, Scandal Water, Sworn Enemy, Pink Magic, Bleeding Heart, and Executioner. We continue with High King, Vivid Mood, Monarchy, Blood Queen, Vile Serpent, and Betrayal. I also did some mini swatches here so I can give you my thoughts about the new formula for these two shades. The Wet Jewel and Pink Magic, they have a lot of micro glitter. They are not as shimmery and metallic as I was anticipating. They are more glittery. Also, this shade here is just amazing, gorgeous, beautiful. It is the type of eyeshadow that you need to press it with your fingertip because it has the micro glitter. The most unique eyeshadow for me is this red one here because it feels very dry and it is like you're not taking a lot of product, but then you are swatching the eyeshadow and it is so creamy. You don't need a lot of this one, so be careful. And it is just so pigmented, this red eyeshadow. Also, it looks like a shimmery shade in the pan. In the swatches, it is like a satin eyeshadow, but it's not very shiny. I'm gonna start off with this eyeshadow here. It is called Your Majesty, and with an eyeshadow brush by Essence, I'm taking this one here. Oh, sorry, I didn't zoom in. It blends nicely. It is noticeable on me. It's not a shade that I would use a lot. Get blend on. I forgot to mention the products that I have now on my eyes, and I have here the Fit Me Concealer by Maybelline in the shade 10, and also I have set it with the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. After that, I want to take this light beige matte eyeshadow, and this is called Monarchy. I'm gonna diffuse this in the crease area with the brush 221 by Zoeva. I'm gonna use this as my transition color. This shade is definitely very powdery. I have a lot of kick up from this eyeshadow. As you can see, it blends very easily. It is a very light shade on me. Maybe it is going to be more noticeable on a wet concealer or on a sticky eyeshadow base. Next, with the same brush, I'm gonna dive in this shade here, the Deviant, and I'm gonna use this again in the crease color, but a little bit closer to the eyelid. This one has a matte finish and also a light lilac color. It blended very nicely with the other shade. Also, it doesn't look patchy on my eyes. Again, it's not so noticeable on me because it is a very light shade. It is a pastel eyeshadow. Now I want to use the shade that made me buy the palette, and it is this one here. It is called Vivid Mood, and this is also one of the eyeshadows that Nikkietutorials used for her eye looks, and it was looking amazing. She primed her eyes with a different product, the NARS concealer. She didn't set it, so she had a stickier base. It is definitely looking lighter. It doesn't look as intense as it was on Nikkietutorials eye look because I have set my concealer. This is blending so nicely. It is just not very vibrant in color. It looks like in the pan. I'm focusing this eyeshadow on the outer part of the crease. On me it looks very soft. I want to make the outer corner more intense, so I'm gonna use this shade here. It is called Blood Queen, and with the same brush I'm gonna take some. This eyeshadow is also powdery, so tap the excess off of your brush. It blended so easily. This matte shade is looking very smooth on the eyes, and I also have some brow hair texture and it didn't grab on them. This definitely made a difference, and finally I have some intensity on the eyes. I definitely want to try the new formulas for the shimmery eyeshadows, however they have a lot of micro glitter. So I'm gonna take first this one here with my fingertip. This is called Pink Magic. I'm gonna press this on the center of the eyelid. Ooh, it looks majestic. So pretty and also very glittery. This one needs a sticky base, and with a clean finger I'm blending the edges. For the other eye I'm gonna use my brush and also a setting spray. So I'm taking some product with an eyeshadow brush. This is by Essence, and I'm closing my palette, and now I'm gonna spray the brush. This is the setting spray by Smashbox. With the setting spray it looks more opaque but less shiny and glittery, so I'm gonna use some with my fingertip. Ooh, it looks so much shinier. Now that the setting spray is getting drier, I think I have the same sheen on the eyes. I'm hoping so. Next I'm gonna take the wet jewel with my little finger because I don't have a lot of eye area on the inner corner. I'm gonna press this on the inner eyelid. I'm also using a sponge tip applicator because it's not very easy to apply it in the inner corner. I think I'm not very impressed with this eyeshadow. Also, it's not blending so nicely with the other one. Here at the edges, I can see like the line that the colors are connecting. So I'm taking both of the colors to blend this line. Okay, now it blended. Finally, it looks ombre. By itself, Wet Jewel is not my favorite because it's not looking so intense on the eyes. It is like a lot of micro glitter. On the other eye, I'm gonna use it with a setting spray. For a small area, this eyeshadow is not working very well. So I think that the Wet Jewel eyeshadow is gonna look better on top of the other purple shades. Not impressed. For the outer part of the lower lash line, I want to do something different. I don't want to use again purple shades, so I'm gonna take this Slytherin shade. By the way, I'm thinking about doing a Hogwarts house test in a video. Let me know if this is something that you would like to watch. I think it is going to be fun. I love Harry Potter, but I have never done something like that, so I don't know. Am I a Slytherin, a Gryffindor? We need to find out. With a smudging brush by Urban Decay, I'm taking this beautiful emerald green shade. Ooh. This shade is pigmented and super pretty. What I like about the matte eyeshadows of the Jeffree Star Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes is that they can always work by themselves. You don't need to use another color to blend the edges, and they are always looking so smooth on the eyes. I'm a huge fan of the matte eyeshadows. With the shimmery eyeshadows, we are just like, you know, friends. Okay. Not best friends. And the reason is that I have found drugstore palettes that have a more intense sheen by Makeup Revolution, Essence. Next, I'm gonna take this gold green shimmery shade. It is a little bit crumbly in the swatches, so I want to see how it is applied on the skin. And I'm smudging that with the same brush on the inner part of the lower lash line. It doesn't work with a brush. Let me find the sponge tip applicator. Okay, this eyeshadow is a mess. It's not easy to apply. Even with the sponge tip applicator, you can see some little spots here of the eyeshadow because it is crumbling. It looks very nice. Now I can see why we have it in the palette. I'm guessing that it is easier if you want to press it with your fingertip on the eyelid. The green shade is difficult to apply, however, it has a very nice sheen. You can see that. And I didn't use a setting spray. I want to highlight the inner corner a little bit more, so I'm gonna take this shade here, Beauty Sleep. With a pencil brush by Morphe, I'm gonna press that in the tear duct. This one is like a duochrome pink gold eyeshadow. Okay, I think this looks so nice in the inner corner. It's not a very light eyeshadow, so it can be highlighting for darker skin tones as well. I want to continue with this light blue matte eyeshadow. It is called Scandal Water. With the same smudging brush, I'm going over the edges of the lower lash line. This is looking so soft on the eyes and blends so nicely with the other eyeshadows. That gave a different vibe to my eye look. I like it. Moving on, I want to take this dark matte plum eyeshadow. It is called Dungeon, and with an eyebrow brush by Essence, I want to define the upper lash line. This eyeshadow has a very nice color intensity. It is a very dark eyeshadow, so make sure to use it in a light layer so you don't have any fallouts. I'm picking up this shade again with a smaller brush. This is the Luxie 121 mini tapered brush, and with this one I'm gonna define the outer corner. I feel like this eyeshadow is not sticking very well on top of the other shades that I have applied in the crease, so for this one you need a stickier base, most likely because I have used a lot of eyeshadows in the crease today. I applied some mascaras, yes, mascaras, because one of them was dry, the other one was not very black, and the third one stained my skin. I had to remove part of my concealer here, my under eye area, and that's why I don't have now a lot of micro glitter of the pink eyeshadows. On the other side you can see that I have some, but on this I cleaned it up because of the mascara. All the products are listed in the description box below. And let's talk about this palette here. I have applied 12 eyeshadows out of the 18 that we get in this eyeshadow palette. And my eye look is not looking bad. Actually, it's not looking muddy. It looks very nice, and all the eyeshadows were blended very easily into each other. We have some shades that are not so intense as I was anticipating, but they are true to the color that you see in the palette. Also, there are some shimmery shades that I didn't really like because they are not so shiny and also are not easy to use. So is this palette for you? That depends. If you like purple eyeshadows, if you want to make the colors more intense on you, you can use them on a sticky base. And if you want something wearable, you can do what I did in this video, what I have done for this eye look. The glittery shimmery shades that we have in the palette need to be applied on a wet base, a sticky base, or a glitter primer so that you don't have any fallout. Also, some of the matte shades are powdery, so be careful when using them. Overall, I like the palette. I also ended up liking these weird colors that we have because you can add a different twist and you are not going to get bored with the purple eyeshadows. I also like purple shades, so this palette is not something that I'm not gonna use often. Let me know your thoughts about the palette in the comments down below, and you can also find my review of the Conspiracy palette here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!